Hello, I'm X Toy Cat, and something we thought was impossible has finally been done because a few months ago we found our first seed with 3 blacksmiths in a single village. It was amazing. It was 3 opportunities for loot, something we'd never seen before, but then we found 4 blacksmiths in a single village, and that's when I put out the gauntlet. If somehow anyone could find 7 in a single village, that would be the craziest thing. And despite having a cash prize out there for anyone who could find 7 of them, if you think you found the seed, again, if you actually have, if you're the first person to send it, then of course you can claim that 70 of your currency. No one had come forward with anywhere close to that many. We found 5, we found 5, we found another 5, and it seemed as though that was the limit until today, where we have finally found 7 blacksmiths on 1 seed. It was actually, Katie who sent the seed into me, so big thank you to her. She will, of course, be receiving the money, as well as, of course, I want us to actually send out some merch as well, because this is something that has evaded us for so long, and I'm so excited to see, is this going to be real? Is this seed really going to lead you to 7 blacksmiths? Because I'm sure you're curious too. Does this seed really have 7 blacksmiths? I mean, it does have a 7 over here and a 7 over there. That's a bit suspicious if you ask me. Well, let's type it in and let's find out in today's Seed Sunday. So, hello, I'm X Toy Cat, and welcome back to Seed Sunday. This is the weekly series where I show you seeds for Minecraft, which are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way. And today, I believe we have the first ever found 7 blacksmiths in 1 village seed ever found for Minecraft on any platform ever. That's right, there was a limit of, a hard limit of 1 and a, soft limit of 2 for super flat worlds before the 1.14 update. So to see anywhere close to, 5 was already crazy, but 7 blacksmiths in a single village is literally making Minecraft history, if it's true that is, and we're gonna have to check the coordinates to make sure this is. So again, I'm gonna be going over there, and I'm gonna be going on my skeptic's hat. Let's see, was it really 7, or are they counting it in a weird way, or is there something in the way of it? Because, so far I have not confirmed with my own eyes just yet, so let's make sure we do that by heading in this direction, which leads us past a village, by the way. It's a pretty nice village too. It has a blacksmith chest. It's next to a swamp. If you want swamp villagers, you shouldn't want swamp villagers, but you can want them, and it's easy enough to get right there. And yeah, it's just a handy little thing to have on the way to the actual villages, which are found just over the top of this mountain range right here, because as you can see, it's not just any village, which supposedly has the 7 blacksmiths inside of it. It's actually a taiga village which is mostly not in a taiga biome. So this is a village notable for 2 reasons. One is that you're going to get entirely plains villagers, despite it being a taiga biome. So you can see it's a plains villager. Wow, isn't that kind of wacky? And 2, we should have 7 of these guys right here, which are blacksmith buildings. The reason they're so important, by the way, if you've never watched the Toy Cat Seed video before, is because, of course, the reason you want blacksmiths the most is because not only do they have some of the best trades, if you go down their line, like look at that, an enchanted iron sword for 2 emeralds, but also you get a free chest with a bunch of loot, sometimes just containing apples and bread, but because it's randomized each seed. Wait, we could make a double-decker apple sandwich if we want to. That is totally a thing you can really do. But no, every single seed it randomizes, so you can get stuff like that, or you can get stuff like this, diamond, iron boots. Is that 11, 12 bits of obsidian, as well as another apple sandwich? Wow, we are doing well on those apple sandwiches today. But no, seriously, the fact that in just 2 chests we've already found that is insane. But how many are there? Let's do a really thorough count, because I need to know, is there 7 right now? So here we are, and what we're going to do is we're going to place a sea lantern, as they're definitely called, the sea lantern. We're going to place one of these in front of each of the, blacksmiths to confirm it's been counted. So here is 1. Here is 2. This is just ensure no double counting. So that's definitely 2, right? We can tell because they've been counted off. This is number 3, just over here. Then here's number 4, just next to that. There's 4 of these already, by the way. Like the first 4 buildings in this village are all blacksmiths, which is already nice until you see number 5 over here. And then you head a little bit down. And what's that? Number 6. We've already found more than we've ever seen on any seed. It's already crazy. But then just over the mountainside, here is blacksmith number 7 in the same village. 7 blacksmith chests, 7 opportunities to find iron, to find tools, to find all these sorts of loot. It is incredible the amount of stuff you'll get. Even on the worst day of this seed, you're still going to end up with some obsidian, some diamond horse armor, some decent bits of iron armor, and on the best days, you're going to end up with an absurd number of diamonds. You're going to end up with some apple sandwiches. You're going to end up with, on top of those things, as you can see over here, more obsidian. Jesus, this is like a lot on this particular randomization. Again, it's randomized each time, so it might be worth re-rolling entirely, but the fact that you can have all of that is wild to me. It is insane. It just has to be going, it goes without saying. This is a crazy seed. 7 blacksmiths, the number that on average you would expect to find across about 14 villages before, because it was a little bit less than half of villages that had them. 14 villages worth of blacksmiths, all here in one little corner, not that far away from spawn, and also also, on top of all of that, it's in the wrong biome. It's a taiga village in a plains biome, which is one of the better, you know, variations to have in my opinion, because it means that as well as having free loot and all the free useful stuff for that sort of end of the game, you also get access to cows, you get access to horses, which will be useful for your horse armor, right? You get access to all these different, you know, wonderful things on the plains biome, and also a flat area to build on if you want to use it as a villager farm, because you have something that so many people spend a lot of time working on. You have at least 7 blacksmiths naturally spawning, you have a bunch of villagers, all of the villager type that you actually already want, and that is incredible to me. You also get this one farmer dude, which, you know, he'll sell you emeralds for beetroot, which is nice. So yeah, it goes without saying that this is the best village as far as like usefulness to you in survival in the early game you will ever find. It is 7 sets of free loot, not like, oh, you gotta trade for it and it's easy. It's free loot. It's in there in chests lying around for you. I mean, it's actually more than 7 because every you know, like you can find like, oh look, there's some bread and some pumpkin pies here too, or a pumpkin pie singular here too. Like every you know, Minecraft house usually has some form of chest. Let's not like sell that one short, but let's say that 7 sets of genuinely amazing loot, you know, starts off your game well. Then you have a nice plains biome to start to, and then get this, because of the way the you know, the village is structured, there's a bunch of caves coming off it too. So if you want to, you can go digging down. And you might say, well, I mean, caves, they're not particularly rare. And yeah, I would agree. Minecraft caves are not like this amazingly, astoundingly rare thing where we have to pretend this is the rarest thing we've ever found. Although it is one of the darkest things we've found, so let's maybe get that night vision going. But what you can see down here, interesting enough to me, is there's a bunch of sand like coming in from the ceiling, which is not a normal thing to find at all. And then also, if you head in this direction, as in towards the mountains, you'll notice how the village is surrounded by mountain biomes, which is really great, because if you explore the caves long enough, oh, we've accidentally found the surface. So we can actually prove our point by heading up there, because as you can see, up here from the surface, there is an extreme hills over here. Do you know what extreme hills mean? You should if you're into your trading. You're going to find emeralds below this thing, meaning not only will you have access to lots of wonderful advantages in your world, but if you dig under pretty much any direction from your cave, again, extreme hills, and what's that over there? Extreme hills and extreme hills too. In every single direction, you eventually find extreme hills, meaning you're eventually going to find emerald. Just in case you don't know this is true, let me just dig down from the mountain and prove that, like, eventually you find emeralds down. So I'm exploring my caves underneath the, oh wow, we found diamonds first. That's actually really rare. But yeah, we're exploring the caves below the mountain and we find some diamonds, but way more importantly, you find some emerald ore. So just in case you want to top up your emerald supply, because early game, it's really hard to start a trading farm, and I would recommend just getting some melon stuff going. But if you want to do it the old-fashioned way, you want to mine your emeralds yourself, which is admittedly not really old-fashioned, it's just being strange, but you're not. It's Minecraft. There's no such thing as being strange. It's the game where no one can tell you what you can and cannot do, and that includes going mining for emeralds if you're so inclined. So yeah, it goes without saying too much more that this is one of the most astounding village seeds we've ever found, not only in terms of its rarity, which again, off the charts, because it took months of people searching with a cash prize for anyone to come across this, and that is why, thank you, Katie. Again, there is, you know, the prize has been sent as of this video going live. I am very pleased to say, and hopefully a little bit of merch as well. Again, I'm trying to, I think that'd be something appreciated for the sheer rareness and the quality of what we found right here, because this is not only rare, but it's also really useful. Look at that. There's some, what are they called? The berries, sweet berries, inside of a plains biome. Not many people use sweet berries, but maybe you should. Now you got that option available to you. But this seed isn't just a one-trick pony, which, if it was a one-trick pony, this is a very good trick for that pony to do, but it gets better. So yeah, let's head back to the spawn just for a second. As you can see, it's a pretty nice spawn. I mean, you spawn at what looks like 4 rivers converging, although you could argue it's 2 rivers converging, or you could say it's 2 rivers converging onto a 3rd river. I'm not going to be the boss of you. I'll just tell you that there's lots of waterways combining right here, and this actually makes for one of the most useful variants of a thing, because one of the complaints I always have regarding swamps in there, for some reason chest boats being associated with them, is the fact that swamps are actually the worst place for boats. This is one of the rare exceptions to that rule, where it's a swamp on the coast, so it's a swamp where you actually could take advantage of a chest boat when that eventually, you know, in the far, far future does come. So woo, isn't that exciting? I think it's very exciting. I don't really. I think if you want chest boats, then maybe you were misled by the person who told you that that was a good idea, and then maybe you voted wrong as a result of that, but that's not my business. What is my business, though, is the fact that there's also some mountains over here, and also the fact that if you head in this direction, you'll run across everyone's favorite biome. That's right, it's the gravel mountain. You ever think to yourself, what if mountains, but more gravel? Well, boy, do I have some good news for you, because the gravel mountain has fought this exact thing as well. And there's even some floating gravel. Punch it down. It doesn't deserve to be there. Oh, wow. Cool chain reaction. But yeah, by now I'm sure you've noticed this seed is covered in its, villages, and those villages for some reason always seem to have blacksmiths. Here's a great example. It's a village with a blacksmith. That's right, just one, like you usually expect, and like is the norm for Minecraft. And, oh, let's go inside, just for the fun of it. Like, what are we gonna get from this one chest? We're gonna get leggings and some iron pickaxes. Where's my apple sandwiches, game? Where are my apple sandwiches? But more seriously, you can see how this is a nice little village, but it has a little bit of a secret going on. That secret is not the fact that it's giant, by the way, or the fact that it's 2 separate churches. Very handy for getting ender pearls, if you ever want to do that, by the way. It's the fact that just over here in front of the blacksmith, you might even miss it from the viewpoint of the blacksmith. Like over here, it's like, oh yeah, there's a village over here. But wait, what's that? There's a miniature ravine running through it, and via that miniature ravine, guess what? Access to a stronghold. So this has come up maybe like 3 or 4 times now. It kind of makes sense, like village with ravine. They're somewhat rare, but then seeing a stronghold cross through that is pretty astounding and pretty useful in my opinion, because it makes the ravine a little bit safer in my opinion, but also then gives you direct access to anywhere you want inside the stronghold. Or if you want, you can jump down lower than that and you can be like, hey, let's get me some easy diamond access. Because there are a lot of parts of the stronghold that you can access via this from a lot of different areas of it, and I think that's kind of cool. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, and maybe you think, nah, actually, I don't want my strongholds in my ravines, and if so, then enjoy going back to normal seeds, because that's what you have to do after this. But yeah, no more seriously, it's pretty cool, the fact that this is not only one of the rarest seeds for one reason, but it has a few other nice little things going for it as well. Here's a normal example of a swamp. Do you see how it's not connected to the ocean? Do you see how you don't want a boat and a chest in it? Do you see how maybe, just maybe you were fed lies so you'd vote for frogs, so now they can bring frogs to the game? Oh, and next to the village, there's some sugarcane, kind of nice, and there's a tree between 2 pits of lava. So if you sit here long enough, you can watch a fire. Isn't that beautiful? I think it is, and if you think that, Catherine was beautiful for sending the seed in, make sure to like this video and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know that you agree with her beauty, inner or outer, or both, you're not. Why can't people be beautiful on the both sides? That's my new opinion I'm taking right here. And yeah, if you want to be beautiful on both sides, make sure you subscribe with notifications turned on, because that's your way of telling YouTube, hey, I not only kind of liked these videos, but I'd really like to see them. And then YouTube will say, hey, when this guy uploads, we'll probably notify you, and wouldn't that be a wonderful thing that you can sign up for? I think it would be, and that's why I'm telling you to do it, because also that means that you're more likely to click a future video, which means you're more likely to view it, which means that in the end, I'm more likely to continue being able to do YouTube as a job. Wouldn't that be wonderful? So yeah, thank you very much for watching this little thing on the internet, because I'll see you all on the next little thing on the internet, which I guess would be Let's Play Monday, so you don't want to miss that, do you? I mean, you might want to miss it. But if you had notifications on, then it's your choice, right? Not YouTube's. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. I just worry people are going to vote wrong, They're just... People can't be trusted with democracy. It's a well-known fact. People in democracy go together like jam and electrical tape.